Alrighty, everybody, we're pulling into the farm here. This is our dairy farm here in Stitzer, Wisconsin. We run about 60 head of cattle and we're adding on. We have a couple hundred acres of land here. And I'm going to give you guys a little farm tour. This is going to be the farm we're going to be working on here for a while. This is family owned and operated, so I am not a hired hand or anything by any means. But I'm just going to give a little tour, and we might actually go get some field work done today, depending on how cold the ground is. Because we did not get all of our fall tillage done like we had kind of wanted to. It got a little bit too cold for our likings. But anyways, let's get started here. Here we got a little John Deere 675B, old skid steer, used for a lot of stuff around the farm. All that. There's some silage inoculant there. This is our combine, a Case IH 2388. This, I believe, is the newer 2388, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is. It's like an 03 model, I think. Then the silage harvester here, we got a John Deere, and I forgot what model it was, but it's got a 4-row on it. It is a 5830. And then the little Alice Chalmers sprayer, which I don't believe is going to be in the farm much longer. This is like the next thing we're upgrading. We're going to have to deal with it for this year. And then all the way back here, there is a brush hog. I believe we just use that on the utility tractor here and there. And going over to the next shed, that is our shop where we do all of our work on our equipment. We also got a little sprayer in there that we use to spray our equipment off with. And here we got the 6210 John Deere. This is kind of our utility tractor that we use on the auger. And then we have the other quote-unquote utility tractor. It's not really used too much for utilities. I mean, it just sits around. It's a Massey Ferguson 20B. We usually use it on like the blower, but it barely has enough horsepower to run that. And this is probably the main workhorse on the farm at the moment, I think. I think it has more horsepower than the MX. But it's the John Deere 8400. I believe this is the older of the 8000 series. So we obviously run this on our little 5-shank 2700 here. We actually need to get some more ripping done with the 2700 on some corn ground. We already got all of our lime put in, as far as I'm aware. And then the little gator here, it has the flatbed on it to haul bales around, so we can take bales out to the cattle in the pasture. And then we got a 6-row corn head for the 2388. We could run an 8-row, but since we have a 12-row planter, we run the 6-row. And then we have a 25-foot bean head here. I believe it's a 1020 with an Easy Trail 680 header trailer. And then this is our silage blower right here. It's a Case. Then we got the John Deere baler. It's a 535. Then we got the Case International disc and the Will Rich field cultivator. Done as well, but it's getting old, getting up there. Oh yeah, I forgot we had this. We have the John Deere 4440, which is tucked in between the Magnum and the Ripper here. So beast of a machine. I really do like this tractor. And then we got the MX 240. Really like this tractor. And this is our grain cart, the J&M 750. And that's all that's in this shed, I think. We got all of our bales in there. Got some hay bales that I had actually bought from a neighbor, so these aren't ours. But all these straw bales we had made. Got our bale trailer here. 2 16-foot silage wagons. One's a Meyer, the other is a Gell. We got a 300 bushel Kilrose cart, this is not like the grain hauler on the farm. We have 2 J&M 680s right there, which we use to haul our grain, but this is mainly for moving corn around and other stuff like that in 2 different bins. Like when we put corn into the silage silo there, so we can make wet corn, we use the Kilbrose wagon. Then we got our loading and unloading auger. We got a John Deere unloading auger, and then a Hutchinson loading, which one would you consider loading and unloading? I guess this is technically the loading auger, and then this unloads into the bin. I don't know, you can say it for both ways, but those are our 2 augers there. And we just got a Prowler trailer, which I actually need to put up. And then this is my truck. The farm truck is actually up there, but that is the new truck that we just bought for the farm. Got our manure heap right here. I don't know why it piles up. That's just how it is. But it's supposed to come out of the conveyor. That's been kind of on our list there to fix because our conveyor does not work properly. But we got some manure in the manure spreader there. And we got the feed mix wagon, which has done us pretty well. Not too old, but it gets used a lot. This is our Vermeer windrower. It's pretty new. Nothing wrong with that. Got the new idea. I forgot what they call these. It's a hay bine. That's what it is. Haybine. This is our new idea, Haybine. Don't see a lot of these around, so it is kind of a gem to have. It works pretty well. Obviously, you gotta do its fair share of maintenance on it over time, but works pretty well. And right here, we got our old Hool, I believe it's pronounced. I've always said Hool. Slur's better. That is, I think, most of our lineup there. I don't believe we have anything really else on the farm here, but expect to see other things added on and here and there. That is what we have on the farm. And then we have 3 grain bins back there, which I believe I had showed you guys. In this barn right here, we have around 30 dairy cows, which this is what we use to feed them. We drive this basically in here, and then we just unload it along the sides here. We got all of our dairy cows in here. We run Holstein, and this is where we would actually fill up that cart you see go up and down the aisles here. We basically feed them a mix of mineral feed, corn silage, and wet corn mix, and that's how they are fed. We're gonna be mixing hay into their diets, and I believe we're gonna try alfalfa this year. I'm not really sure how that's gonna go yet. We're going to try that. But as shown, guys, that is our farm here. And actually, one other thing too is we own all those cattle over there. I'll kind of pull up the PDA on my little iPad here and show you what we do own. So this is all the land that we own in Stitzer, Wisconsin. We have these 3 fields here, and then we have the cluster with and then all this is the pasture land, and we also have some grassland that we can make hay bales with. But our task is basically to just keep the farm afloat. We only have 28 grand right now, so we're going to need to try and turn a profit with not a lot of cows, considering the size of the farm. We really don't have that many. We could definitely fit a lot more cows into that barn than we have in there right now. It looks full, but trust me, you can fit a lot more in there. Anyways, we need to get the tractor out so we can continue chisel plowing our fields. The only fields we have left to chisel plow is, I believe, all the ones over here. So we got to do 56. I believe all of this is considered 56. There's really about 4, 5, 6 fields combined here. But let's start the tractor up here. There we go. Pretty nice sounding tractor. Little interior view here. We got all of our stuff. Got our radio here. Changed all the stations. Got our light. Can't really see it because it's day out, obviously. There's another light. I believe that's actually... Yeah, no, I think that's supposed to work for that. And turn signals, lights, all that. All the good stuff. But let's pull forward here and get this hooked up. Make sure we get it on target here. And just let me know how you guys feel about doing a dairy farm series. This is something kind of different. I've never really done too much dairy stuff in Farm Sim, and I mean, you know, it's the end of Farm Sim 22, so why not try something different, since, you know, this is gonna be the last time I'm gonna be playing this game. Let me just know how you guys feel about that. But there we go, we got our nice John Deere 2700 hooked up to our 8400, and I was for the series gonna go for a 7 shank, but I ended up settling for the 5 shank. I think the 5 shank looks amazing on this. It just takes insanely long to do fields. So that's definitely going to be a thing we need to upgrade in the future. Honestly, it could even be... I think what I was thinking about doing, I was talking with the family, I guess you could say. We were thinking about getting a second ripper or some sort of tillage implement and then just throwing it on the MX Magnum and running that with the 8400. So we could do that. Because that's what I really think would be kind of more optimal. Then we can have 2 of us running at the same time instead of just 1 of us, and that would be just a lot more efficient in general. I don't know how cost effective it would be, because that would probably be a little more cost effective on fuel, but I don't think it'd be too much of a difference. But let's just take this down to the field here, and then we can probably get a couple fields done in this episode here. There is the other Chevy pickup truck that we own. That was the one that I used to drive around, but we got that brand new, well, new to us, 185,000 miles on it. Chevrolet 3500. But I will meet you guys when we are at the field. Alright, everybody, we are pulling into the fields now. As you can see, these are the terraces I was showing you on the PDA. There's a lot to get done here, so we're only going to do probably a little bit in this episode. I'm going to probably start from the smaller fields, and then we'll get the larger ones done here. So I'm actually going to cut across some of this land here so we can get to the smaller of the fields. But for the farm, this is our largest tractor at the moment, besides the MX. Now, in theory, we could run the MX on this, so we'd have no problem pulling it. But this is kind of the older tractor, and just kind of trying to keep it a little bit nicer, not putting too much, or well, no, sorry. We're trying to keep the MX the nicer tractor to use and not put as much pressure on it than we would like. We got to get out here and check and make sure that all the discs and stuff look good. The ripper shanks look fine and the discs all seem to be intact. Don't see anything wrong here. But this is the field that is, well, the field we're going to be starting on. It is lime, so the tractor is going to, you can already see it's got lime dust on it. It's going to look a little bit interesting with this dirt and how it kicks up around here. I can't do too much to stop that. We're going to start the tillage on this field, so sit back and relax while we get this tillage done. Alrighty, everybody. So we just got our first field done here. Took about 15 minutes, I would say. Maybe a little bit more, maybe like 17, something like that. It did not take us too long. Looks like the Ripper did a pretty decent job. It does take a little bit since this is such a small Ripper, I guess you could say. I mean, it's not too small. It's just, it definitely takes a while. It's a 5 shank Ripper, but we still got to get all of this done. So as you can imagine, it is going to take a while. But I believe I'm going to just end it here for today. And I'm probably going to do some of this off camera, maybe on a stream, depending on how I feel. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the first episode back, and I'm happy to be back and expect some more episodes. I will see you guys all in the next one. Thanks for stopping in.